I don't have the bottom on this, I just got this top on there. That stuff is just from a cleaning rag. It needs to be cleaned up a lot better, but has a field coil and stuff, so I replaced a lot of the waxies in here. Has two tuners, IFs. I have this disconnected at this time. I forgot to solder it in last night. This antenna screws missing, of course. I'll have to find some of those. So anyways, I have this in there like that. This is for the negative power supply. This capacitor tested all right. These do not touch. So here's the vertical oscillator here. This is video drivers here. This is horizontal drivers. I was looking for big capacitors like this that go to the deflection plates. These two are for the vertical, and these are the two for the horizontal. I never checked these high mega ohm. My thing right now is this. This was in here when I replaced that orange drop. Before I did it, I was suspicious of this wire because it was in there, kind of in there like this. It just didn't look factory to me. Then after looking stuff over, I seen this was hand riveted, and there's a nut and bolt, and same with this one here, hand riveted. Let me see if I can get a light on it there. Looks like somebody had a center punch or something in there working it, drift pin or something. So those black ones, anyways, this one tests good up to 450 volts. So I never tested that one. This one tested bad it got up to about 100 volts on my capacitor checker. So anyways, this was here. This is the center of this, I think it's a 0.02 and a 2.2 meg, which on the schematic I noticed that there's no connection there. I had to repair this. I had to white out it. I had this wire that I drew right there. Anyway, so this is C60 from the deflection plate. 0.005, 3000 volt. So anyways, it was originally, when I got it, it was hooked to this point. And then I was looking over this, and let me see, go this way. So here it would be C60, a waxy, and it looks like it swings around to pin 5. So you got 8, 7, 6, 5. Let me see. 8, 7, 6. There's that 2.2 meg going over that pin 5, and that's the 2.2 meg, and I think a 0.02 waxy tied to that point. and they had that black jack going there. So pin 5 is right here in the schematic, and they had it, the 0.005 going to that junction right here. So I'm gonna just put a jumper from here to pin 5. Where's pin 5? Control plate. Where is it? Pin 5 is a plate. Yeah, plate. This goes to a plate, not a junction. So whoever was working on this really made more problems for himself. So I have the plate disconnected on this 25L6, so don't energize this high voltage oscillator coil inside the can. This one here is the high voltage rectifier. It's got to be 1B3 or 1G3. So anyways, I had all these orange drops from projects through the early 2000s to the current that I had around for a long time. So I'm going to pause this for a moment. I have to get that hooked up. I'm going to put a 2.2 at 50 volts there, just like I did. This is a 4.7 at 50, and this one up here is a 4.7 at 50. That's what it had, 5 at 50. So I'm going to pause this here. Back on. I plugged it in. I have hot away from neutral. And I have this side that says up is hot. And this side will be neutral to the chassis after it passes through this stupidity switch. Okay, let's see if it works. So here's volume, brightness, tuning. And here's what contrast does. Must be acting like a automatic gain control. So I pull back on contrast a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna turn it down. I don't need to listen to it. Now I'm gonna hook this up. I'm grounded right here through my red to my scope. I don't like the dog leash on these things. They drive me nuts. So I'm gonna hook up to the cathode of the vertical oscillator here. They're paired together, and see what I get here. Oops. It's gone. What happened? I think I'm having problems with this. Let me see. Well, I'm on vertical. I have to slow her. What's going on here? Here we are. Where's my... positioning? Okay, that's on the cathode. Put this light off here once. The cathode, both cathodes of the vertical oscillator. I'm afraid to touch the plates. Let me see. I'll try pin 4. And 1 or 4. Let me see what it does. I'll pop this up one. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and hook it up better. Okay, back on pin 1 of the 12SN7. I'll probably say 6SN7 because I kind of grew up with those. So I'm on a X10 probe at 10 volts per division. I don't have this zeroed up, I don't think. Not that it matters, I'll zero it right up there. So that's pin number 1. Right here. Right here. There's sync coming in, and here's sync going to the horizontal. So I will adjust the vertical hold. I don't know if I can. Mainly, I think it's this one. But I think they're kind of frozen. No, that's not doing it. Must be this one. Okay, I'll move on here to pin. I did the cathode. I'm afraid to touch the plate. So I'll try pin 4, which is pin 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 470K. Yeah. Where'd it go now? So there I have this. Doesn't look like that though. What's coming through the screen? It's got this stuff is not there. Let me see if I can adjust the vertical hold and get stabilize it there. Now it's stabilized with the vertical hold. I guess that's it. I tied up to here, tied to there, and then I tied to there. I'm afraid of the plates. I don't know what's in there. It doesn't say do not touch, do not measure. Oh, I don't have my capacitor hooked up either. I'll shut it off real quick, and I don't think that matters if this isn't hooked up. Where's it go? Pin 5. Well, I'm not hooking up to there anymore anyways. I'll just leave it as is. Here's my neutral. Go by these rules, you'll never get shocked touching this anyways. I'll pause it a minute. Back on. So horizontal oscillator, pin 1 and 4. So I'll tag, I changed my unit up to 100. Pin 1, I put that new 100 picofarads in there. I couldn't do this 180. The 180 tested good, so I'll hook that up. Come down a little bit and change. Let me shut the light off. So I'm on pin 2. Pin 2 with the 47K and the 180 mini microfarads. Pin 1. 180 mini microfarads, 47K. I want to change that to a more legit looking capacitor. It measures fine, so it don't look like a capacitor. So anyways, that's a lot jittery. This ain't that bright. This does exist, but very dim. I don't know which one's the horizontal hold. Right here, apparently. Number 2 from the left. So it's pretty jittery. This is a lot of jittering back and forth going on, and if I probably change my tuning, let me see. So if I can find a clean spot, it sobers up. But I don't know what them shapes mean. I wish I could move that a little to the left or right somehow. I think I can with this. No. I know the positioning doesn't do it. So it seems to be stable here. I wanted to hook this up to it, but at first I have to hook my a converter up to it to figure out where channel 4 is on here. After I get that figured out and get this in the right spot for channel 4, then I could probably hook this up to it. But I'm not doing that right now. Okay, that's pin 2. Still can't see it. Pin 2 of the pin 2. What the hell's the? I'm on 2. I'm on a plate. I'm on a plate with the 100. I'm hooked right up to a plate. Well, I screwed up. So if I pull this way back like this and put it on DC, I should get 250 volts. It dropped a ligament. Well, it's a negative power supply. Let me see. Wait a minute. Now what the hell? This thing's screwed up. Wait a minute. Let me go to ground. It's centered, zeroed up. Go to DC. I don't know why it went up. It's negative. It has a B minus and the plate's ground. Well, forget that idea. Okay, well I hooked up to a plate and I actually meant to hook up to a grid, which would have been pin 1. So here's the grid. Yeah, it's got like a lot going on there. It's got that. If I slow down to 2 milliseconds, I think, I speed up to the horizontal frequencies. I got a lot of stuff there that probably don't belong there. Maybe the signal coming in. Let me get on this side. of the 150 mini microfarads here. 80. Whoops. Should I jumped off the screen? I'm just trial and error. That must be the plate of the 180. Where's it go? Up here. I went. Where did I hook up to? Yeah, I don't know. That don't look. I didn't solder that. This is not soldered. Okay, move on. Go to pin 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. Oh boy. I'm not pulling back on it like I'm supposed to so I don't wipe out my scope. So I got that on, it's on I think 50 milliseconds. Is it a 50? Here's a 0.1 milliseconds. No, that's even smaller. Mini micro. It's on, I think it says 20. I'm not sure. Wait, mini microseconds. 20. Looks stable. I'll adjust the horizontal hold. I think it was the second one. It might have a scratchy potentiometer here. It's getting scratchy. Right in this one spot. It's so that's about the best I can do here. So I'll make the corrections of that black jacket and get it to pin 5 and get this a 2.2 microfarad at 50 hooked up, and I'm on X10. That's about all I can do. I put sound in as she gets. I would imagine these IFs are supposed to reject that FM signal, maybe. I'll see if I can stabilize it with the horizontal hold. Nope. Okay, that's it. July 26th, 2021. Orange Beginner's Corner. That one there. That one there. I got close to 100 volts and it went shorted. And this is a 3,000 volt capacitor. It's in the on the high voltage rectifier. So it's clipped, which ain't happening anyways because I got the high voltage oscillator disconnected from the plate of here, which was an interesting circuit. I wonder why they just didn't use like a voltage tripler and get up to the voltage like my other scope. I have another oscilloscope that has a voltage tripler. It comes off the transformer windings, but this looks like a hit and miss thing to me. But anyways, I have this disconnected so I don't destroy that ringing coil. And this thing's got the funkiest filament windage. You got the 35W4 and a 35B5 audio amp and negative power supply rectified paired together. I don't know which one's which. It's got this 33 ohm 7 watt resistor that's right down there, that green one that gets hot, really hot. And it's got this one coming to there, and it's got this one to there, so both strings are paired together. It's got that, which might be the CRT. Then you got more filaments there and more filaments there, and again paired together. So this is kind of a interesting thing, and I got to get that switch over to there and get that so neutral's always to chassis. So I guess that's it until whenever. I got to score these 3,000 volts, and imagine these are 3,000. These are 6,000, but imagine they're supposed to be 3,000. These are for the horizontal deflection beam. So this is it. Signing off.